Hi Gemini, welcome to your Pisces season, March 2025 reading. We're going to switch up the tone of the reading, so stay tuned for that. All information to work with me one-on-one is below. Personal readings and sessions are on my website. All the payment options are also below, so you can take a look there. It will be due at the same time that you schedule a reading. Patreon. Link is below for this part, the extended, all the extra videos, meditations that I do if you're curious, and for whatever's to come goes right to your email inbox. So you can also check that out as well. That brings me to what we're switching up. So to hone in on the Venusian qualities and it being a Venus retrograde, I'm going to pull specifically for love and specifically for money. Get a few cards, talk about it, and then in the extended we'll get even more in depth into like what body parts came out, and if those are important in the first part, of course, and just more in depth into both versions of that for the month ahead. So why don't we get started? We're gonna first talk about money for Gemini, sun, moon, and rising, wherever you feel called to look. Money, money, money. First, we have the death card out. All right, so you may be going through a change with money. Oh, wow. We have two Mars cards out. Interesting. You might be going through a whole new cycle of money. The way that you may have had like a pull back, meaning like a receding, think of the ocean or any body of water that has is connected to land, right? So when you find that it recedes, you may have had maybe some losses or some changes in money. Maybe you've had to purchase something. Maybe you had just an extra expense come up. No matter what it is, it's this rebirth, renewal, and regeneration of how you think about money, the way you utilize it. Geminis are usually very good with money, but it really depends on, you're good with understanding that it comes in and out, like very air, like any air sign. However, this is showing us that you have been needing to take a look at the past. You had to maybe recount some things, take a look at some things in your life. Pluto could also be a part of this as well. It could have been since, because that's a Scorpio card too, so maybe even since November you've had to really, and that's when Jupiter, I think around time Jupiter went retrograde, and now that it's direct, you may be feeling more connected to how you spend money. We're in Venus retrograde now, so how you're spending time, energy, money, that's all of what is coming up. And you're able to come full circle. You're able to really get ahead, in front of what is going on. You have felt through this, and now that everything has been moving into Aries, and that would be your 11th house for Gemini risings, there's a lot of understanding of how to harness your good fortune, to also lean on your community, or maybe it's a renewal of those areas of your life as well. So either way, it's going to show you, you're going to begin to understand the more intricate details of what's underneath and what's come to a head, what you really need to face in this time of transformation, in this time of change. And it's asking you in a way that's has to do with maybe working out some things in your body from what you've been used to. You've been used to something specific or a certain way of doing things, and now you have to maybe make a change in these areas of life, make a change with how you connect to community, the energy and the time that you spend on others and others spend on you. There's a renewal, resurgence, a rebirth. And it's possible that it started back in November, and now it's coming, this part of it is coming to a close. Especially because if we're going to talk about money, this is about work too. This has started, and now you may be also feeling a lot more confident to speak up, ask for more money if you're in a place of work, or if you're doing your own thing, to up your prices. But just kind of face some things that you've been going through so that you don't then create an insecurity, right? It's not, we all go through cycles, right? Everyone has their cycles that they go through. And you've been looking at the past a lot, and you've needed to. And the retrograde will have some things from the past come up, but it's what's present. What's a lot of times what's present can show up in the past, but if it's being brought up right here, right now, then it definitely needs to be looked at. It's worth looking at. It is worth it. Because this is also kind of rejuvenating how you see things, your perception, how you listen, how you hear, how you spend your energy. What do you spend your time listening to? What are the thoughts that you listen to? What take you away from yourself? What bring you closer to yourself? And then how does that relate to money? Well, it's your worth. It's your value. It's how you utilize it, how you think of it. So you may go back and forth, and you may be at the time where you're coming to a close, but you're at that point where you're negotiating the terms. How do you want this to play out? Right? If you have a say, how would you like to go about this? What is the strategy? Maybe you have had one. Maybe it's time to shift it a little. Maybe it's time to make the strategy that you are a little bit more present. Or that you're addressing some of the things that come up in your head. You either let them go or you're addressing them. You're front facing. And you have the energy for it. Because this time that's been happening up until this change that's occurring, probably occurring through the month, right? Like it never just really ends. There's still like something that continues. You may have felt tired. You may feel like you needed a lot of time to yourself, and then it's because there's maybe a grace period of grievance of what you've had to let go of. Maybe you're still in it and you're on a different stage now, so you're able to let that sloth off you, and you're able to use this energy for how you want to move forward. Those are very big cards for money section. So also, if you are in business, or if you have a Scorpio, or if we're in business with a Scorpio, or you're still kind of in the mix with this person and they're on their way out, it could be that the Aries energy brings an Aries in, or more Aries energy is invited in at this time, for more presence, more fire, more forward moving, fast pace. It could be that you're letting go of this Scorpio in your life, or you're letting go of this time in your life, this change, the way the energy needs to shift, the way that you do things is shifting. We don't realize sometimes that we do get comfortable, even though we want to manifest, or whatever it is you're wanting more of, or the kind of money you're wanting to make. It's funny because in manifestation, we also have to let go of the way life was. Nothing really stays the same, and what it shows to you is how comfortable you were. Even if it wasn't that great, you were comfortable being there. That's what Pisces season will show you, because that is very much Pisces energy. It can be, for sure. So, now love. Came out right away for love. This card was last. Well, confidence is needed. Your mind, your mental focus is needed. Your plan is expanding and needs your ability to receive. So if you're meeting someone, or you're about to meet someone, you could definitely meet someone who is very strong, maybe able to communicate pretty well, King of Swords energy. And there is a openness, perhaps, to how they see life. If you're single, this is about you meeting someone when you're feeling most confident, you're feeling you're most grounded within yourself, and you maybe meet someone who has a broader view on life. It helps you see where it is that you're going. And during this very much looks like a Venus retrograde. You may be going through how you feel and think about, and maybe if you're single and you did meet this person, how you think about how you relate to them. Like, what is your, like, maybe even making a strategy for being single and when you're meeting someone, and how it can be so expansive and eye-opening, and letting yourself have your eye open, but also remembering that having similar values, having the really important things be aligned is what's going to bring the most abundance. And it's possible that this person, whether that you will start to date them or not, this particular King of Swords person, for those of you who are single, is they could stay in your life, but what they're bringing to your life and what this interaction is bringing to your life is the ability to receive more. It's possible that this person, as good of a communicator as they are, they may be also promising things that they're not following through with. So it's paying attention to that, and maybe also addressing that with yourself, like noticing if there's anywhere in your life, like bring it back to you, but also noticing, okay, are they just saying something? Are they going to follow through? And the kind of person the kind of person that I, Gemini, you want is someone who maybe follows through, right? Someone who shows up. You want to be, maybe for some of you, you want to be on the more receptive side. So you want them maybe planning things out. And maybe that's what they start to do, right? Maybe that's what you're looking for. Someone you can see life as this big adventure and openness, but also plan together. That could also be how you communicate with this person, and why that's so important to you is because it may be healing something you didn't once have. And it's really important to you, and it helps you feel confident about the direction that you're going in. Just make sure you feel whole on your own, right? This person doesn't add to you, but they do add to you. That they don't fill you or make you whole, but they add to your life in a way that makes sense for you. And it only has to make sense to you, as you know. So then if you're partnered with this, then I want you to understand that it's very important that anything that you're addressing at this time that's going to expand the life that you already have, it's really important to get clear and focused in your mind and with your communication that you want to present right now. You'll have time to work it out through this Venus retrograde and over the course of the month, but it's about understanding where you guys are at individually and then where you come together. Maybe you both have an even grander idea that you come up with together. And you have to be really disciplined in the mind right now, even though you may be like, your body may be feeling like, okay, I just grieved. I feel like I'm just coming up and out of something. It's doing what you need to do to feel your most confident. What are the things that they may not be the same as they once were either, right? What are the things that make you feel the most confident to move forward in your day, that gets you clearly focused? Because another thing about the King of Swords is that he has a butterfly, which is transformation. So this is how you think about love. If this is really about you, if you're in something, it's how you think about love, right? A lot of people, I guess I don't really know that, I'm just kidding. But I think sometimes we're shown this very certain way of love, but love is very powerful. It's very deep. We have the Death card here. It's very deep. It's healing. With the right person, it's healing. It's fun. It's adventurous. It's grounding. It's stable. It's secure. And it's knowing that in your mind, right? It's knowing that you're you're changing shit in your nervous system, but for you, air sign, it's being clear on, and it's possible that you get very clear when you really open your mind to what you think about relationship. And maybe for some of you, you're needing to see it a different way because your relationship is going through a change. The way you think about it is going through a change. And it may bring you, from here to here. But that may feel more safe and secure right now. That may feel like abundance is like, yes, I'm free and able to go out on this mental pilgrimage right now. So maybe you become more disciplined in the mind. You meditate maybe more. Maybe you're meditating together. Maybe you're doing something like this together where you're able to both see the bigger picture and you're having those conversations, and then wands here, we're starting to act on them. And then you're able to make a plan, but you also notice where in your mind, where you go from here to here, where you go from out there to behind the wall. That's really important to acknowledge because that's what's actually what's blocking your abundance. What's blocking the flow. Because you're about to enter, for those of you who are in a partnership, and you're going through this shift together, you're going to come into a really amazing, loving period, Ace of Cups. This shift may have been a 3-5-part, 10-part series in your relationship, depending on how long you've been together and how much you've been communicating about this. It's possible that the communication needs to become clear, solid, disciplined, and then you start to do it on your own and together. And therefore, magic is being made, abundance is being felt. You'll just feel it. You'll feel the difference in your body. You'll feel the connection with this person and just being in this togetherness. It's a mutable season. You love change. You love shifting. You love communicating. And then we have Temperance on the bottom, which is for Gemini risings. Your 7th house is Sagittarius. So whether or not your person's a Sagittarius, is going to bring more freedom to that area of your life. That means commitment, So it's like sometimes commitment is freedom, and it's finding that in your own relationship right now. So if you're curious to learn a little bit more about both money and love, you can take a look at the link below for Patreon. I also have a Pisces meditation up if you want to check that out. It's deeply relaxing, and then also a journey on your way forward in your life. And we will see you, as everything is shifting at the end of the month or next month as we enter April. It's an Aries world. Just kidding. But yeah, as Aries is entering this part of your world, this part of your life, receiving support in the love area looks like it will help balance the kind of action energy you need in your money area. So I love this for you. And not in like, I love this for you, but I do. I love this for you. Okay? We'll see you next time.